So you said you tie in nicely with probate attorneys. So what are the conversations that you recommend when you're talking to a client about estate planning? Because you mentioned it a few times.
Yeah, and I don't do any of the estate planning work, but it's a natural conversation when you own real estate, especially in California. You own a piece of real estate in California, you're automatically exempt, you're automatically kicked out of the small estate, which means you're paying probate fees, and they're not cheap. On $1 million estate, I think as of, it's August 2021, the last I checked, it's around $40,000, which that's $40,000 for your kid to go to school for a year.
Wow.
It's $40,000 for your spouse to live on, but because you didn't take that next step and protect yourself, and you're like, well, what do I do to protect myself? You put it in a trust, right? Just a will is not enough if you own real estate in California. You have to do both steps, which is a will and a trust. But it's a conversation I have with all of my clients because it's really important. Like, my dad died 2 years ago, and he died without a will, died without a trust. And my sisters and I were left trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what would dad have wanted? We had to go through the probate courts in Illinois because my dad owned property. It's different, it was a little bit different than, in Illinois than it is in California, but we had to hire an attorney. We had to file in court. We had to wait for my sister to get approved, by the court to be the administrator of his estate. It was just like a giant hurdle that my family didn't have to deal with.
Right.
If my dad had done his estate plan. And the thing that kills me the most is, like, he was discharged from the hospital, tells my sister, I got to go take care of my stuff, had an appointment scheduled for Monday, and he died on a Sunday. So it's like, these are the things that you don't want to think about. Nobody wants to think about dying. Nobody wants to think about all the bad crap that can happen when you do anything. Right. But it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to, because I think a lot of it is people just don't know. They think it's complicated, and we're scared of the unknown. Like, that's just human nature. The things that we don't know scare us.
Right. And
whether it's a real estate or estate planning or employment law, like, the barrier for most people is that they don't know what we do. Right. And there are a lot of us out there that, like, this is all we do. And this is what we care about, is making sure that you understand on a really basic level what you're doing.